Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock and this is City of Heroes. This is our epilogue to the Liberty Last series. I had talked in a previous episode about how I felt like Silver Phoenix did a lot better against the Malta than Liberty Last was, and that she was better against +3s than Liberty Last. So we were fighting mostly orange and yellow and red Maltas in the previous uh, series. I can't remember if Liberty Last she was fighting orange and yellows. She was fighting orange and reds, and those were +2 and +3 to her. But for Silver Phoenix, I checked this. +2s are only yellow to her. I think this has to do with her veteran level. So let's take a look at Silver Phoenix. If we look at her ID, not her ID, it's not here. If we look at her personal info, you can see that she has veteran level 26. And it may have to do with like the way her powers are set up. So she has all of these incarnate abilities, and so I think that might make Silver Phoenix effectively level 51. So it's going to be really hard to do this without using incarnate abilities because some of them are passive. So let's take a look at what her abilities are. She's in the alpha slot. She's got a an auto power that grants her improved recharge rate, and stun half, heal rare, snare rare. I don't know, but um, she's got improved recharge, I think, from this power, right? Increases recharge rate, healing, and slow movement effects by 33%, stun duration by 16%. Half these bonuses ignore the effects of enhancement. And this power applies a level shift. Okay, so she is a higher level because of the level shift. She also has Judgment. Judgment does a bunch of damage, doesn't do anything for the level shift, but does a huge amount of damage in an AoE. She also has the power Diamagnetic Total Core Conversion, which adds a hit debuff to most damaging attacks. So she's going to debuff enemies, I guess, when she hits them. She's also got Destiny Rebirth Partial, and this is a plus regeneration heal. So she can heal herself, and it's an AoE heal, so she can heal friends if they were around. She's also got summoning of the Tsu bosses and lieutenants, but she doesn't ever do that. And then we've also got a chance for plus damage toggle. Now we're not going to turn the toggles on or use any of the incarnate powers in this particular mission because I wanted you to see how Silver Phoenix plays normally, but because it's a level shift, it's going to be really hard. But let's see if we can do our best to compare how this character does to Liberty Lass. Now, I have stealth here. I had that on. The reason is I went into the mission to check because I'm doing the Worldwide Red over again, and the last couple missions were against Knives of Artemis. So I started filming it, and I was like, hey, yeah, that's not Malta. We want to see how she does against the Malta. Now, we're not going to use her stealth ability, but stealth would be a really good way to avoid getting hit by sappers. However, I almost never used that for Silver Phoenix. I only took that power because I didn't want anything else for her. So there is an ambush that was trying to come at me with some oranges. I don't know. I was going to say I don't know if they're going to be here at the front, but they don't seem to be. Okay, I think we've got this all set. I haven't played this character really in a while. I did play the Knives of Artemis mission, but I mostly just whipped through it as fast as I could. So there's an auto turret because that's where the ambush was coming at me. So I don't know where these guys are, but we'll just go around the edges of the room the way I normally do. There's a sapper. So the huge advantage we have against the sapper, right, is a knockdown. So he didn't even get a chance to hit me, right? And that's something that Liberty Lass cannot do. Her powers might stun a minion, but they might not. There's only like a small, like 20% chance. Whereas Silver Phoenix has a very high chance to knock down minions. Okay, there's nobody here that we have to worry about, so we'll just AoE knock them down. So you see we knocked down 2 out of the 3. The other thing Silver Phoenix has is a huge advantage. You just saw it. She has a click Mez defense rather than a toggle. And you saw with Liberty Lass why that matters, right? Because when I got my endurance drained and all my toggles dropped, my Mez defense dropped, and then I got frozen, I got webbed, I got entangled, I got knocked down, and I could not do anything. When Silver Phoenix's toggles go down, I can immediately hit this stuff, right? I can hit her panic power, I can do anything I want, because even though she doesn't have any endurance, right, I'm still able to click stuff because her Mez defense is still working because it's a click power with a duration. And turning off the toggles does not make the duration of that click power end. So unless I get hit by a sapper just as this is down to 0 and about to recharge, Silver Phoenix cannot be mezzed by draining her endurance the way Liberty Lass can. Phoenix does have a disorient, by the way. Cobra Strike is a disorient. But most of the time what I do is I use the knockback because it's much more likely to trigger. Now, I don't feel like Silver Phoenix was doing all that much more damage. Did we get just attacked? Yeah. Than Liberty Lass. But I think she just doesn't take as much damage. Because the knockdown and the knockback happen a lot against minions and stuff, they basically just can't hit her. The other thing is, and this just has to do with my playstyle, since I don't use flight with Liberty Lass, and I'm just running with her, and I don't turn sprint on because I hate sprint. Don't like the way it looks, and also it drains endurance ridiculously, and I'm not putting endurance reducers on a power like sprint. Liberty Lass doesn't run as fast as Silver Phoenix. Silver Phoenix has quickness, right? Where is it? Right here, which gives her the equivalent of like a double helping of Swift, right? She's already got Swift, and then quickness almost like doubles it, right? So it's almost like she's got Swift twice. So she's really, really fast when she runs, especially since I've got enhancers on them, right? I've got a run enhancer on both of them. So she runs really, really fast. And that gives her a huge advantage over Liberty Lass, because she can get to the sappers much faster. Now, realistically, I could just turn sprint on, or I could use flight or whatever for Liberty Lass. But I'm much better at just controlling the regular running than flight, and I just never even occurred to me to turn sprint on when we're fighting Malta, just so I could get to the sappers faster. I've thought of it now that I'm done playing Liberty Lass because of playing Phoenix and how much faster Phoenix runs through missions, right? It just runs through the physical territory. So far, we have had no threats against Silver Phoenix's health. As you can see, she runs so fast that I'm bumping into things because I'm not used to the speed. Okay, again, no sapper. Just making sure that one's not either. And we'll knock him down. There we go. And then he can't do anything to me. Love that knockdown. So the knockback doesn't always trigger, but the knockdown is much more likely to trigger. But when they get knocked back, then they just can't do anything for a while. And then I get a couple of free swings at them. And then if they're still up, I can knock them down. And then I get a couple of free swings at them. And then if they're still up, I can knock them down. Knock them back, right? And so it's just right like this. Now, he didn't go down that time. It's not guaranteed. But it's very much more likely than the disorient. It's such good damage mitigation. Right? If it works, they can't even attack me, right? Before they go down. So, hopefully you guys are seeing the difference and why I said I feel like Silver Phoenix is much stronger. One problem I'm having is that I have tended to hit these powers over here first instead of doing my normal 1, 2, 3, just because I was so used to leading off with the powers over here in this part of the tray from Liberty Lass. It's going to take longer than I'm probably going to play this character for me to get back to normal with her. Back to the way I normally play the character. But you can see, like, with Silver Phoenix, she's finishing off one guy, I'm already looking for the next guy. They're not doing anything to her. Have I had to use a single inspiration yet? Now, we haven't faced any bosses, to be fair, you know. I also noticed this tray, that is the way I had it. I went back to the way I was doing Liberty Lass with one column of greens and then more reds and yellows. But I think the reason I had doubled up the green here is because with these incarnate abilities, I didn't feel like I needed any more damage inspirations really anymore. I think I was doing 2 and 2, but she's so good. Silver Phoenix is so good at buffing herself now that she really doesn't need that stuff. And mostly what she has to watch out for is when you get an unlucky streak and the bad guys hit you a bunch of times, you got to have some heals to fix that. And I guess that's why I have it. You know, for the times when they get through my defense, you've got to have a way to heal yourself. And this power does work, but it's a very long recharge. Let's take a look at what the recharge is. Let's see. Recharge, 2 minutes, right? So you can only do it once every 2 minutes. And I think the hasten does not affect incarnate powers. So I hope you guys are enjoying. In the next mission, this is, we're just going to do this one episode. In the next mission, we will use our incarnate powers, and you'll see what they're like. They really don't add much to this character because they take so long to recharge that I'm doing 99% of the mission without them anyway. The passives are really helpful, right? And giving herself a level shift, right? Making her count as basically a level 51 character is very helpful. Right, so these minions are +3 to my... Oh, sorry. I did not mean to do that. I meant to hit Dragon's Tail. That was the incarnate power. I apologize. I was not supposed to do that in this mission. Because we were supposed to see how she performs without it. I'd really like to fight some bosses. Because these guys are nothing to her. But this definitely is the feeling that I got from even my original martial arts super reflex scrapper when she got into the 40s with quickness and how fast you run with that and swift, both enhanced, and even just with SOs right before there were enhancement sets and stuff. There's somebody around the corner, so I'm just taunting that guy. I remember feeling like you're almost racing through the missions. It's just so quick. And I did not feel that way with Liberty Lass. There's a sapper. Okay, so we're going to go after him first with the knockback. That's it. One shot and he's gone. And there's the boss. We didn't even aggro him. We'll go after him now. And I don't even know if we're going to need enhancements against him. We will have to do a loot. Inspirations, we will need to do a loot. With a loot running, he should not be able to hit me too much. And if I can keep knocking him down, right, then he can't hit me at all. You see that? I'm surprised it's letting me knock him down this much. But I'll keep trying. I guess he's vulnerable to it. And the crits just do massive damage. So look at that. With our panic power working, right? With our panic power working, our bars were pegged. Compare that to how Liberty Lass did against the bosses. And this is what I mean. This is why, I always used to argue with the guys on the forums who said that defense plus def was inferior to plus res. Like, maybe if you have 95% resistance to all, but most characters don't have 95% resistance to all, especially after the global defense nerf. Once elude wears off, we can take a look, but you can see with elude going and no inspirations, we have over 100% defense. They cannot hit us. They just can't. Okay, so where are we here? We gotta go to Craze Folly. Okay, we can go back to the base, but I gotta go through the base portal. Right, wait, I think I do have the mission teleporter thing, the base teleporter thing. Hang on. And this character will not aggro anything. She does not have a taunt field. So I can stand next to low-level characters and they won't aggro to me. Where is that? I thought I had that base teleporter. Yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, I've got it right up there. Because I'm a dummy. I pulled it out yesterday and I forgot. Okay. So we're going to Craze Folly. And now we will use our incarnate powers. Realistically, this character should be fighting +4s. But Liberty Lass was not, and we want to compare how she does to Liberty Lass. So you saw that last mission, the way this character was. The incarnate powers shouldn't make much of a difference. And the other thing we got to watch for is we are going to run out of elude fairly soon. Hopefully not while I'm here in the middle of jumping around Craze Folly. Not that anything here should aggro to me when I'm level 50 +1. Yeah, there goes elude. Hang on. Let's turn off our toggles. Endurance just dropped, so now we just gotta wait 10 seconds. But notice, right before the endurance dropped, Practice Brawler triggered. So Practice Brawler is still up. And we still have our hold protection. 20 mag. Because it's stacked right now. Right? So even if the sapper hit me and my endurance dropped like that, my Mez defense is still running. Now, it is possible that they could hit you just as this runs out, and then when you try to trigger it, it can't. And then maybe by the time you get your endurance back and everything, the Mez defense drops. Because I have it on such a high recharge rate, it stacks for quite a while, like 20 or 30 seconds. And that kind of stacking is enough to get your endurance back, even after a sapper has hit you. So one of the things I noticed fighting, I think I was fighting a Freak Show at one point. That guy took a lot longer to take out with Silver Phoenix than with Liberty Lass, and I think it's because smashing defense, right? Smashing resistance. They have very high smashing resistance. And one advantage Liberty Lass had is that she does non-smashing damage. That's where this helps a little bit, because I think this is... What does this do? No, this is smashing damage. I thought it did something else, but now it also does smashing damage. Okay, there's a boss. And we don't have elude, so we'll have to fight him without it. So let's put our luck up. Oh, the stupid burn patches are so annoying. Oh, sapper. Gotta take him out. Wow, I missed him. What is with the sappers and how often you miss them? They don't have that much defense. Alright, we should be alright now. Did not see the sapper behind the boss. See if we can get some nice crits in on him. There we go. There's one. So the crane kick is doing 124 damage to him. It looked like. Storm kick did 79. What's its actual damage? Let's see how much resistance he has. Storm kick does 156, so he had 50% smashing resistance, that guy. So we did all right. We had to use some inspirations, mostly because the panic power wasn't up yet. What I should have done, I've forgotten with this character. One of the things I was doing is once elude recharged, I was hitting hasten. Once it went down, I would hit hasten, and that would bring it back faster. I'm not sure if it's still subject to the benefits of hasten. I don't remember. Well, maybe we may have to check it. Is there a sapper around the corner? No. Okay. Alright, he's trying to slow me, so we'll hasten up. Did you see the gunslingers? They just don't even touch me. So next time, what I have to remember to do is fire this thing off, which gives you a chance of increased damage proc. Which means there's a possibility that there will be more damage, that, you'll increase damage. I am going to have to pause in about 15 minutes because I have brownies in the oven and I've got to go take them out. In fact, let me check on them. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Okay, no sappers. That knockback is so nice. And the crits are nice. Look at that, 2 in a row. Crane, Eagle's Claw has the highest probability of critting, but all of them can crit. They're more likely to do it against higher ranked enemies. So you saw several against the boss. Who's up here? Anybody? Any sappers around? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I just love kicking guys and watching them go flying. I forgot how much I adore this character and love martial arts. Rescue the real ambassador. Just making sure he's not there. Just looking for sappers, but I don't see any. Boom. I just feel like this character is kicking a lot more butt. I mean, you guys decide, right? It's up to you what you think, but for me, I feel like this character is much faster at taking enemies out. As basically she can go through the mission as fast as I can do it. The only issue she has is if she faces a really tough purple boss without elude. Then she does need inspirations. But other than that, I'm just burning them. You know what I mean? As they come up, because I don't need them. Right? Unless it's purple, I can just burn it. And yeah, it's just... they can't do anything to me. Here's our incarnate power. Pretty awesome. So you can do 2 AoEs now, right? That's not really a fair comparison with LL, because Liberty Last did not have that power. Or any incarnate powers. It's not 100% fair because some of the incarnate powers are passives. Can't do anything about that. I don't think I can turn them off in any way. But I don't feel like this character is playing all that differently from how she played in, like at level 50 before getting incarnates. It's weird how few sappers there have been. I feel like Liberty Last was just dealing with them constantly. They were constantly surprising me. There's a sapper. Speak of the devil. Okay, buddy, you're getting knocked back. There you go. 2-shot. Oh. Did he hit me? Nope. See? Nothing. He didn't hit me. And that is the power of plus defense. We'll ignore the auto turret like we've been. There's another sapper. Turn on elude because there's a boss over there. Another sapper. Wow, okay. Okay, hurry up. There we go. Okay. Almost didn't see that second spawn there. Are these guys actually hitting me with 100% defense? You don't need any of those things. Wow, I guess they are. I am going to have to take a look at what his 2-hit was. He can't be rolling 5% that often. Let's see, how much is Storm Kick doing to him? It was hard to see. Let's try it again without the crit. 111. So he's got about 40% defense, or 30% defense, resistance. Sorry. Veteran level 27, I guess. Let's take a look at what his 2-hit was. Kingdom Red hits you. Hit rolls. Kingdom Red, you hit Kingdom Red. Kingdom Red hits you. 15% chance. Against 105 defense? Wow. So that means what? He had a 125% chance to hit. Or 110%, 120% chance to hit. Because taking 105 off of him gave him a 15% chance to hit me. That is ridiculous. Yeah. That's insane. Nobody should have that high a chance to hit. Well, he was +3 to me. And he was a boss. So +3 is about +30%, 28% to hit, right? 25% to hit. And the boss gives him something like +10 or 15. So he was probably at like +50 because of level and rank. +40, +50. But man, they are that shows you how accurate they are, right? Because that means so their base accuracy, before you consider the fact that their bosses, must be something like 75% to get it that high against my -110 to their 2-hit. Wow. All right, so there's no training necessary, right? Because we are already level 50, so we just leveled up and oh, Ilu just went down. Probably shouldn't turn these all back on because my regen is low for a sec, but her powers cost so little endurance because of her sets that it doesn't really matter. So her base range defense is 36. If I've calculated it right, that means that if I didn't turn on elude with 36% ranged defense, that boss that was shooting at me would have had a 95% chance to hit. He would have been at the ceiling, right? Because then when we subtract 70, no, he would have had an 85% to hit, right? Because when we subtract 70, he's at 15. Wow. I thought those guys were accurate. So that's why they were pounding Liberty Lass, right? Because Liberty Lass only had like 15% defense. So he was capped. He was hitting her every single time, and that's why she kept dying. Silver Phoenix, he missed me most of the time, and it still brought my health to the orange twice when I was focusing on the minions. Liberty Lass would have died, because even though she has more resistance, she would have been hit every single time. He would have had almost 100% chance, 90% or something to hit her. So that explains it, guys. And anyway, you can see the way this character plays. I feel like she's much stronger than Liberty Lass. But you let me know what you think. So let's just take a look at this character. So she has all of her primary powers are fully enhanced with sets, and her three secondary defense toggles have sets, right? And what she has is Luck of the Gambler in all three places. So her regeneration is improved by 30%. Her maximum health by 3 just from the secondaries. All of her accuracy of all of her powers is improved by 9% times 3 is 27%. She has an extra 10 or 12% a lethal and smashing resistance and mez defense, and also some toxic resistance, and that's what her defense sets get her. If we look at her attacking sets, she has Crushing Impact, which increases lethal and smashing resistance, increases her maximum health some more. So we're looking at something like plus 6% maximum health, plus 7% accuracy. So she's now at whatever, 36% when we consider increasing recharge time of all her powers, and some more mez and toxic resistance. Storm Kick, again, mez and toxic resistance. This is coming from Mako's Bite, but we also get lethal and smashing resistance. We also get range defense, so that helped the range defense a little bit. Then in here we get recovery, so that's endurance recovery. We get again increased accuracy, so she's got a lot of accuracy. I think her base accuracy is like super high now. I'm not sure how much, but it's incredible. She has AoE defense of 5%, fire and cold defense, does increase damage, and her recharge time goes up. From this set, which is what is this set? Touch of Death, yeah, with Cobra Strike. Negative and energy resistance, increased health, increased damage, lethal and smashing resistance, mez defense, and melee defense increase. From Multi-Strike, this is the same one that Liberty Lass has, so we won't go over that one. And then from her ATO here, this is Scrapper Strike. She's got increased health, increased lethal and smashing defense, and melee defense, increased damage, recharge time, and mez defense. And if we look up here, when she's just got her toggles running, she's at around 40% defense in all three, AoE, melee, and ranged. A little bit worse for ranged than everything else. She's got 10 mag hold protection. She's got 27% smashing resistance. Now you think about, Liberty Lass only had like 50%, 47%, but she didn't have anywhere near this defense, right? So this character's got half as much resistance as Liberty Lass and way better defense, which is why she didn't struggle as much. We have 80% psionic resistance and 67% recharge time on all of our powers, and 1.5 accuracy bonus when you add all of those accuracy bonuses up. That doesn't count all of the accuracy on our enhancements in the set, in the slots. It just counts for the sets. So yeah, she's doing really well, Liberty Lass, as Silver Phoenix, and I feel like just much better than Liberty Lass. Now, some of it is just that we have these defense sets in, and we have a couple extra attack sets, and obviously we have the incarnate powers. But I feel like she was always this way, Silver Phoenix, and she's better now. But at +2, at level 50 without all this incarnate stuff, I think she would have done just as well. So anyway, that's a bit of a lesson or whatever you want to call it on how this character compares. This is the end of our Liberty Last series, and in the next video I post, we will be creating a Dominator. Until next time, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes.